everyone, Dave here, Big Dad Little Kitchen. What's better than a comfort food dinner? Tonight I'm making roast beef and I'm going to show you how I do it, and you're going to love the ultimate roast beef dinner. Let's get cooking. While I prep everything, I'm going to get my oven preheating to 325 degrees. There's going to be three things happening here while I get the roast beef ready to put in the oven. The first is going to be the braising liquid that the roast beef puts in, and the first ingredient there is just a cheap red wine. In this case it's a Cab Sauv from Chile. Put the whole bottle in there. And start bringing that up to temperature, like just a little bit more than medium. I don't want it to boil. Next up, I'm going to add a few healthy dashes of some Worcestershire sauce. I'm also going to add some kosher salt, some cracked black pepper. I'm also going to add a couple cloves of garlic, Okay, in goes the garlic. And if you haven't made your own beef stock, I've said this before, I love these Knorr concentrated stock gelatin mixes. They're just packed with flavor. They're so good. They've done a really good job with these. So I'll add 2 of these. Okay, give that a little whisk. And just let that simmer for a bit and get to know each other while we do the rest. The first layer of business is to get a layer of onions in the bottom of my roasting pan. So this is not going to be a refined cut, it's going to be a rustic cut. Peel these down. And then just a double cut like that. Throw them in. And I'll do that until I have a layer in the bottom of the pan that I can set the roast on. Okay, here's all the vegetables I'm going to cut up to put in with my roast. I've got some carrots, celery, sweet potato, yam, yellow flesh potatoes, some mushrooms, and the rest of that full bulb of garlic. I used 2 in the red wine broth, so I'm going to use the rest of the bulb here. So I'm going to get busy and cut all this up, and it's just going to be nice rustic chunks. So there we go. I've got my bowl of vegetables. I'm just going to mix those up. Kind of make them evenly distributed amongst themselves. Excuse the cupboard. I'm going to add some vegetable oil to coat them. Give that a shake. And then we're also going to add some salt and pepper. Give it a little shake. Okay, and I'll set this aside for a couple minutes. Okay, here's my roast. I'm going to season this up with some salt and pepper. Let's get all sides of it here. And then I've got a nice hot pan here. I'm going to get some vegetable oil in the bottom of that. And so this, to me, is the absolute key to a roast. You got to have a good sear, some nice browning on that roast. We'll put this in fat side down first. And that's what you want to hear, and you want to have some really nice browning on there. So you'll notice meat in a hot pan, when you first put it in, it'll stick. And you'll know it's ready to turn when it comes off the pan easy. So we'll flip this guy and we'll try to show you that. Oh. See that? That's the browning I'm looking for. So I'll do all 6 sides. Like I'll flip this roast 4 times and then I'll do the ends and we'll get a nice brown on the whole thing. Look at that browning on there. That is nothing but flavor, and it will just make your roast absolutely pop. Might have to stand here and hold it upright. Okay guys, here's my roasting pan with a bed of onions, and out of the frying pan is my nicely roasted, my nicely browned roast on all sides. We'll put that in here, kind of just position in the middle, get them nice and comfy. Alright, now we're going to fill up the sides with our potato and carrot and mushroom and other vegetable medley. Just even all around the edges. Just like that. Now we're going to take our red wine broth and we're just going to pour it in like so. I'm going to season the top of this with a little more salt, kosher salt, some more cracked black pepper, and some spices. So here's some granulated garlic, some paprika, some Alright guys, here's the moment of truth. This has been down for about 2 hours and 15 minutes. So I'm going to take this roast out of the oven here. And boy, does that smell good. What I'm going to do here real quick is take that roast and put it over. I got a saucepan here just so the roast can rest. And then I'm going to take the rest of this. Actually, I think I might make my life a little easier if I scooped out the majority first. Okay, let's get the rest of that in there. Drain it off. And the potatoes back into the roasting pan. Oops. So now I'm going to take my vegetables and I'm going to stick them right back in the oven, but just on a broil because I'd like to get some crispness on them. Fork I dropped on the floor. And now I'm going to take my juices and make a gravy. Alright, I've got a little bit of butter here that I've melted. I'm going to add a couple of heaping tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Give that a little mix. And when you make a roux like this, it's kind of important to bring it up to temperature to keep it from clumping. So I'll add just a little bit of the liquid, and a little more of the liquid. Now it's nice and smooth and creamy. And we could add it in there and thicken up our gravy. Alright, I'm going to get into carving up some of this roast. And so this was my fat layer, so I'm going to slice it this way. So get a nice even bit on each one. bring you around to have a nice little look at that. Alright, here comes plating time. Nice scoop of veg. Nice slice of roast. A few little green onions. And a big old saucing of gravy. There we go. Home-cooked roast beef dinner.